Each moment is a new moment. Each day, each sunrise, a new opportunity to refresh, to revitalize, to choose better for ourselves and all others. Hi. Oh, that sun's so beautiful. Okay, I'm tuning in more and more are having epiphanies. Those epiphanies are amazing. I feel like I'm living in an epiphany at the moment. We all have so much choice. Okay, I'm just going to allow. I've been kind of encouraged to sit for a bit longer before I actually press record. I've been a bit eager, so to speak, enthusiastic, but to give that moment and set the intention to connect and to allow my higher self to speak through my physical human puppet self, and also to the higher realms, to those who want to help us, help ourselves. Because ultimately, even with guidance and love and protection and all the wonderful things that we do get in every moment that we allow, that's the key, from our higher self, from our source energy, who's also just working and playing this out. That was an epiphany. Was that last night? The universe, as ancient as it is still a child, working it out, playing it out, trying this, trying that. That was so interesting. I'm still kind of allowing that to come in. Sometimes we think of the universe as all-seeing, all-knowing, which it is, really, but there's still an eternal childlikeness of wanting to try things, to do stuff, to push buttons, to see what happens if I do this or that. And we, in a way, pedestalize so much the universe. Angels are the authority in this physical world. Now, something I've noticed recently is I've been really called to take baths, firstly, slow down, to take my shoes off, to stand on the earth, to drink more water, to eat better food, to eat less and drink less of the stuff that weighs me down. I'm actually not eating much at the moment, but I'm fine. I could probably definitely go days without eating the way I'm feeling. I'm sort of eating out of habit more than anything, but I'm much more selective in what I'm eating. And even at the moment, I'm very drawn to not eating meat, but I am occasionally still. I think, is that a habit? Am I just stuck in habit? But if I do it, it's more so fish. Poor fish. But I'm finding, so the more I ease back and relax and slow down and care for myself, the more the answers come in, the more the things I want to know come in, the more connected I am. And as I'm feeling, the more what I've been creating in my imagination, in my mindscape, is coming in. And it's no wonder we're so frustrated in the world, because we're so busy moving all the time and getting stuff done and doing and working too many hours, human doings, as I've called it, that we're keeping our natural state and everything connected to what we really want at arm's length, at bay. So, and even the fact that what I'm doing isn't actually costing money at all. I mean, a bath, yeah, maybe the water and the gas. Standing barefoot on the ground, nothing. Drinking water. Well, luckily I've got rainwater tank here and good filters, and also shungite is a good one to use to help purify water. But in the world that we've been in, that's being created, like we are creating it. That's the thing. We have created the current state of the world right now, whether we want to own up to it or not. Because we are always, like, we are the creators. We just are. You can't not be. The thing is, like, are we creating what we really want? Or because we haven't realized fully for so long, or it's all seeming to come back now, because as the frequencies rise, we are able to see more from what we couldn't see before because of where our frequency was at. So we're now taking ownership over the creation, and in a way it's being created by default. What I'm unsure of, do I want to know, or do I just bypass it, is this false matrix that everyone's talking about, with the apparent, what people also call elites that are running the show. Now, firstly, they will run the show if we give them that power by saying that they run the show. So we should probably stop that. And also, so I imagine then there are people who have that understanding of the actual workings of the fabric of reality. And when I look at all the movies and shows that we have in the media, which I don't watch anymore, maybe that's why I'm feeling more at ease, that those movies and books and TV shows are creating for you. So as you watch them and observe them, and you actually, by watching and observing and not turning away, you are giving your consent for that to be a creation in our reality experience. So by default, you're allowing the system to create for you on your behalf. Now, we need to be aware of that, because if you're not aware of that, you're just going to keep allowing it. And like, I simply cannot watch any of this stuff on TV, even though I've been watching, I think I've mentioned a few times, Star Wars, rewatching Star Wars with my 7-year-old. But even then, there's a point I'm going, do I want to feed this storyline, the evil empire that has control over the masses? So I don't really. I would subscribe to the good side of the force and people wanting better and trying to create a beautiful life. But within that storyline, it's still a struggle. So there is the polarity of good and bad. And so what I was trying to get at before, so as I've mentioned before, this is me feeling my way in the dark, but I'm actually finding there's a lot of light coming in, so it's easier to do so now. Why do we have this so-called system, this so-called false matrix, these so-called elites that did once upon a time have power over us, but it is no more? And I've turned my attention, my energy away from it, so therefore I'm not fueling it, but there's still millions, if not billions, that are. So I'm wondering, how does this serve our higher reality purpose to have this in our lives? I understand that contrast has helped us to determine what we want. It's just somewhere along the way, the contrast became more polarized, like hugely polarized to the very dark. And we do have the very light in the world to the very dark. This is important. We cannot blame, because we are co-creators in this, all of us. We all have ownership. We are all a part of the whole story. But the important factor is, which part of the story are you fueling? Are you fueling the evil empire who has dominance and will squash anyone who tries to live in peace, love and harmony? Is that what you want? So if you're watching anything, and whether it be Star Wars, so I don't even want to watch that now with my son, and he's getting so into it. But if you're watching that, or you're watching, I did see there was this thing called Squid Games. I kind of gathered what it's about. I'm going, no, don't choose that. I don't really know. I gather it's a game show or something where people go and then they don't realize that when they get out of the game, they're actually out of their lifetime, out of life, I think. But I haven't watched it. I've seen enough little snippets to kind of go, I can't put my energy there. But there's lots of things like that, like, a lot of seed planting in movies to ensnare and control and put fear within the collective of humanity. And also, this is a big one. Okay, this is actually pretty huge. 666, the number of the beast, the Antichrist, the evil in the world. 666 is like the number of man, of humans, of carbon-based beings, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. And this is what I wrote this morning. So I was having this sort of drop on in, and then I had other sort of information come through to further support this train of thought. The number of mankind, 666, but through our movies and media and through myths and biblical texts, it is the number of the beast. Evil, evil, evil. But it's the number of us. It's us. Again, I'll say 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, the carbon being. And then I wrote here, trick man into fearing himself, and he is enslaved forever. So this has just come in. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. I'm looking forward to feedback, because, like I've said, I seem to be code cracking, and I'm seeing codes within the number trail, within the story trail. There's hidden meanings, there's hidden symbols. Symbols and numbers are just huge, and there's things we can utilize in this reality experience or game. Reality experience game. Think of the games that we actually create. So what we often do is give ourselves cryptic messages. And in games, there's always codes and cheats and hacks. That's part of the game. So if that's part of the games we make, therefore we could come to the assumption that there are codes and symbols and hacks and cheats within this reality experience game. And if you do follow any of the sort of quantum physics and the physicists, that the conclusions they're coming to now is this isn't really real. It's 94% chance this is a hologram or a simulation. If you took all the matter that made you real, it would fit on a pinhead. That's how malleable and changeable. So, shape-shifting, we've heard myths about shapeshifters. That's so doable, because if we're not actually that real, why not? Why could you not, through the tool of your imagination, shift yourself into another form? So I am feeling that is potentially a thing. So So what am I saying here? What am I saying here? I really should, even though the major encouragement from my kind of higher sort of drop-in thought downloads is to be in this moment now and to allow what comes in to comes in. And I feel very strongly I need to do that. Part of me, though, wants to go and grab all my books, like all these books I've got them here. There's so, like, oh my goodness, there's all sorts, codes and shapes and symbols and conclusions, and I feel like just going to them, but I'm like, again, I get this gentle encouragement to be in the moment and allow. So when I do get this sort of information, I write it down. Where's the information coming from? Where is it coming from? Am I making it up? Is it pure imagination? But then imagination is the gateway to potential. So I don't think I should dismiss it as just making it up, because some of the information I go, I never would have thought of that. I never would. How could you ever make that up? That's just too crazy. You just couldn't. So our imagination is a key, as is our focus and attention. So we create via that, and our focus and intention gives it the energy. So there's also, as I've realized, it is like a marriage between our mind and heart, because so our mind will do the imagination and the creation and will be the focusing point, but it's our heart and our feelings and emotions, I said that so funny. Why did I say that funny? That fuel it. And actually there's something with the alignment of our hearts and minds. So we're not just stuck in the planning stage forever, but actually allowing things to, as we say, manifest in this physical reality. So we all, to a certain point, well, a lot of us get the idea of the law of attraction and manifestation, and we've all had things happen in our lives that we go, wow, that was amazing. That was from an idea to reality. So I think we can grasp that understanding of how it works, but then often we can go, well, I just dismiss that. It's kind of, I've seen proof of it, but then it's not all the time. So what is the factor to make it all the time, so we can all live our greatest, highest timeline as our greatest, highest self? And I must say, I think a lot of that is just making a conscious decision to understand that we do create, and that by what you're putting your attention to, you're giving your consent to. So I think that even at this point now in the world, that's huge, because if we all, like the mass majority, the millions, the billions, right now, switched off all the media and stopped watching the content that is creating our world for us, that would be massive. Like, we would see such a quick change. And even though time is an illusion, but it would change so phenomenally and so quickly. And I just want to plant that seed with you, because the more of us that do it, we don't actually need everyone, because as each of us goes inward, loves ourselves, cares for ourselves like we would like other people to do for us, because it's all internal. We can't look to the outside for salvation, for love, for anything. But it is from the inside out. So as each of us do that, that raises the collective frequency. And as we take care of our self, which is part of the one self, and the frequency raises, that also raises everyone else, whether they're consciously choosing it or not, to a point where they will have a realization and make the conscious choice themselves. But we will be helping them. What's the word I want to say? I was saying inspiration's coming in my head, but that's not it. Subliminally, subconsciously, by default, we'll be helping people to raise, and then they will do it themselves, because you can't make anyone do anything. And that's where, in this highly polarized energy, there's force, you can feel the forcefulness, even though everything is like the field of force and the field of potential. In the polarity on the dark side, you can feel the force. There's no inspiring the collective to follow that way, because it's not our natural state. Of course it feels forced. But then on the other end, it's definitely love. But as I've been coming to the conclusions, there's something about this. The balance, the centeredness, bringing the light and dark together, because the dark isn't all bad. There's a lot of strength within the darkness, strength that in partnership with the light does amazing things. So, okay, I'm getting up on my minutes. Let's keep this bite-sized. So I don't know, what did I say today? Make a conscious choice, like know that whether you know it or not, you are creating your own life and the collective life, the collective reality. So be aware of what you are consenting to in your creation, and even go that one step further and pause, slow down, look after yourself. Get yourself in that centeredness and in that ease and grace, and imagine the world that you truly want to live in, and the one that truly embraces and encompasses everyone's want and desire to live a beautiful life, a beautiful, fulfilling life. Okay, I'm going to go and live a beautiful, fulfilling life the best I can, to the best of my ability in every moment. And I still have wobbles. I think that's part of it. I think one day we'll come to a stage where the wobbles are just little. There's no earthquake moments in the world. We just might have little tiny wobbles that we all laugh about. How beautiful would that be? Okay, so I hope wherever you are, you're having a beautiful morning, arvo, evening. And I'm always sending much love, and I will pop back in tomorrow.